This map first impressions video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Somewhere in Thuringia Part 2. Now this map is a map that I had a lot of interest in playing in Farm Sim 17, but once again just never got around to it, and now it has made its way into Farm Sim 19, and this map has a few tricks up its sleeve. In fact, there is a couple things you need to do in order for you to play on this map the way that it should be played. Okay, so this map needs some preparation if you're going to play it in single player mode, and some preparation if you're going to play it in multiplayer mode. And I'm going to go through how to do both of those things here in a little bit. But let me read you a little bit of the description about the map before we jump on in. So this map is a 4x map, so it is a very, very large map. It is basically twice as big as a standard size map. Or should I say 4 times as big, because you can fit 4 standard maps within this map's borders. This map has 121 purchasable areas of land, 60 fields, 40 forests, 16 meadows, 5 purchase points, 3 lakes, and 2 purchase points for fertilizer, seed, and lime. There are 3 villages on the map, all with AI traffic. This map has been prepared with multi-terrain angle, and there are 5 farmyards that you can basically make use of. So, as I said, there are some important things you're going to need to do if you want to play this map in single player mode or multiplayer mode. So let's go ahead and jump on in. We'll let the log load up, and I'll show you guys basically what we need to do in order to play this map in multiplayer mode first. Because interestingly enough, this map has basically been prepared for multiplayer first, single player second. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I kind of seem to think that more people are going to play this map in single player than in multiplayer. I could be wrong, but I kind of have a thought that people are going to play this more in single player mode. So therefore, it's very, very important that you stay and watch a segment of the video that deals with how to prepare this map for single player mode. But before we jump on into that part, we're going to jump into how to use this map, or how to prepare this map for multiplayer mode. And then we're going to transition to how to prepare the map for single player mode. And basically, once we get that done, I'll join you guys right back here, and we'll start with our normal first impressions video process. So, as I said in the intro, this map is not your normal map. In fact, this is not going to be your normal first impressions video, because there are some rather unique things that you need to basically do to prepare the map for your particular style of gameplay. So in this segment, we're going to talk about preparing the map for multiplayer gameplay. Now, the map is basically set up for multiplayer gameplay when you download it. I'm not sure if I'd necessarily agree with that concept, because I think the majority of players that are going to play on this map are going to be using it in single player mode. But at any rate, it is what it is, and it's important that everyone that downloads the map understands how the map has been prepared and how to finish preparations for the particular style of gameplay that you are interested in. So, I am right now in a multiplayer session. I'm hosting this session on my PC, but at any rate, I am in multiplayer. And let me show you the download page and talk to you a little bit about how to finish preparing the multiplayer aspect of this map. So if we look here at the website, you'll see that I've got some information here towards the bottom. Basically, when we download the file, there is going to be a zip file that we need to extract, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. And within that zip file, we will have the map file itself right here. We will also have this file here. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce this file because I just have no idea how to pronounce it. But basically, we're going to use this in multiplayer. In single player, you do not use this file. Now, the description here, I think we're losing something in translation because the last little bit does not make much sense. But I have gone through and studied what's in this zip file, and I think I understand what its intent is. We also get a save game zip. So I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. But this is a zip file that we upload to a server to prepare it for multiplayer gameplay. And then we have a folder, items XML, for single player. And in this file, we basically have an XML file that we need to drop into the map file if we're going to play this map in single player. And I'm going to show you guys that in another segment. So let's take a look at the download. All right, so here we are in my downloads, and I've already downloaded the package here, and I've gone in and I've used 7-zip, and I've extracted it to this particular folder. So let's go ahead and take a look in that folder, and you'll find I've already moved. I've moved the map file out of here already. You'll find this file that we talked about, the zip save game for multiplayer, and the folder for single player. And then there's a credits text file that gives some information and some credits related to the map. So if you're going to do this in multiplayer, what you need to do is you need to take this zip file and go to your save games section of the server and basically upload this zip file to a save game slot on your server. If you've never done multiplayer before, that might not make any sense to you. Well, then you're probably not going to be doing multiplayer on this map. If you are, it still doesn't make sense. I have done how-to videos on basically how to set up a multiplayer server on a hosted platform. So go ahead and check out that video. So what I have done here is, just for the sense of demonstrating this map, is I've basically taken the contents of this save game folder and placed it into a save game folder within my local farm sim. And I've gone to multiplayer, and I've gone into create a game, and I've basically set up a multiplayer locally hosted session. So basically what this does is we have in here, and I'm going to open this farms.xml. The map author has already gone in and created several farms in the save game for you, named them something very specific, made sure that they have a very specific farm ID. This is very important because in multiplayer, each farm has its own silo, and each farm already owns that given silo that's on their property. If this wasn't already set up for you, you would basically haphazard have the wrong farm associated with the wrong silo. He's also gone in here and changed the amount of money. Not really sure why, but basically different amount of money for different players. Okay, which is rather interesting. But we'll see that when we get into the map. Let's just go ahead and close this out. And let's get back into the game. So here we are in the game. Let's go to our escape menu, and here are our farms that are already prepared for us in that save game. We have HOF 1 through HOF 5. You see the HOF 1 starts with 1.5 million. HOF 2 is 1.2 million. 3 is 1.3 million. HOF 4 is only 1.1 million. And HOF 5 is 1,150,000, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to join HOF 1. And now when we look at the mini-map, we'll see that now HOF 1 is listed here with our silo that we can jump to. And now I want to show you what that other zip file was that I mentioned that has been specially prepared for multiplayer and not to be used in single player mode. So if we go to the store, we go to miscellaneous, we're going to see running costs for farm 1 through 5. And take a look there at the bottom. Basically, we lose $700 per hour for running costs for farm 1. Farm 2, we lose $200 per hour. Farm 3, we lose $300, $250 for farm 4, and for farm 5, we lose $275 per hour. So what this has been set up for is basically, this is basically pretending, oops, we need to own the land first. What this is doing is it is basically pretending that we have operating costs like taxes, fuel, other expenses. And each farm basically has its own basic expenses. Just going to put this building down. And this is what it looks like. So we basically have a little map of the map. Off one, and then we've got a calendar, we've got some invoices, some charts, and some other things here. And basically the mere fact that this is on the farm, we will now be losing $700 per hour. I believe that's what it said, right? $700 per hour. And it does change based on difficulty level. So if we go in here and change our difficulty level to easy, see we now lose $900 per hour. And if we go in here and we change our difficulty level to hard, we are only going to lose $400 per hour. So again, if we come in here and we jump to farm 2 and we check our menu, you can see we no longer see the hotspot for HOF 1 silo. We see the hotspot for farm 2's silo. And again, we could purchase this land like so. And we could then put down that farm 2 placeable. And we could repeat that for farm 3, which is over here, farm 4, which is down here, and farm 5. Of course, this would be done by whoever was owning each individual farm. But it's a rather unique way of basically setting up this map for multiplayer that I haven't really seen to date. So that kind of basically goes over the multiplayer setup aspect of the map. And we're going to cut, and when I come back, we'll be back into File Explorer, and we'll be talking about what you need to do to prepare this map for single-player gameplay, which I think, for the most part, is how lots of people are going to experience the map. Okay, so we're back here in File Explorer, and we're going to talk about preparing this map for single-player mode. And as I said, I think that is how most people are going to experience the map. So once again, we're going to use 7-zip to its fullest potential. We're going to open the map archive in 7-zip, and then we're going to go to the items XML for single player, and we're going to take a look here at this particular file in Notepad++. And I'm going to jump back over here, and we're going to open up the same file that is inside the map and just explore it a little bit. And hopefully I'll explain a little bit about how this single player map file has been prepared as compared to the file that is already embedded in the map. So here we are with the single player file, and you can see that we are basically split out by different farms and different buildings that have been put down. And you can see that these have a farm ID of 1. At least the silo here has a farm ID of 1. As does the placeable silo here, farm ID of 1. Farm ID 1, farm ID 1. So if we go over here and take a look at the same farm section in the map farm items file, you can see we have farm ID 1 on all of those also. Nothing different. But if we look over here at farm 2, you'll notice there is no farm ID entry for farm 2, for farm 3, 4, or 5. Okay? Now, if we go over here to the file that is in the map already, we go to farm 2. We do have a farm ID of 2. We have a farm ID of 3. We have a farm ID of 4 and a farm ID of 5. So what the map author is saying we need to do is we need to replace, if we're going to play this map in single player, we need to replace this file here with that file there. And the way we do that is really, really simple. Click, drag, let go. Yes, we're done. It's now been updated, so we can close this out. We can close this out, and I'll meet you guys in game in single player. Alright guys, so we are back in the game now, and we are actually in the single player prepared version of the map in new farmer mode, just like we started this video out in. And if we take a look, go to the escape section, and we go to X, see that we actually own HOF 5 down here. Interesting enough. Fields 51, 36, this grass field. And we have farm silo up here. Farm silo down there. Farm silo there. And farm silo there. So we see all 5 of the farm silos now with our specially prepared map for single player, since we drug the XML file into the map like I showed you. Now, we're basically going to continue on with our first impressions video as we would in any other map at this point. So let's go back into the PDA because I think I missed a few things when we were looking at the lands section. So in addition to 51, 36, and this grass area that I just pointed out, also have HOF 5 down here, and this little section right here, which when we look at it in the normal view, it looks like it is some sort of road area. I don't know if this is a forest, but we will go down there and check it out in a little bit. But let's take a look at some of the rest of this map here. We got big old field 11, $7.2 million. Oh my gosh. Field 13, $6.5 million. And then we have more reasonable sized fields, like 37, which is still $1 million. Lots of grass areas here. We're going to check out. And then we have little slivers, like this one right here. $159,000, $57,000. Lots of little areas all over the place. Little square right here for $26,000. There's another little square, $42,000. So there's all kinds of land to be had. And then we've got the kind of the catch-all everything else for $1 billion apparently. So anyway, we do have 3 main sell points that take most of our crops. In addition, we have 2 sell points for wool and cotton. A couple sell points for our eggs and milk. And then we have 3 locations, excluding the several BGAs on the map, that will take our hay, straw, grass, and silage. So if you look back here again, you can see that we actually have a biogas plant here, here, and down here. So there are at least 3 biogas plants here on the map that you can own and purchase. In fact, we've got this one down here is one we already own. There is a large list of starting equipment. We're going to take a closer look at that once we get out of this screen. And there are no contracts available on this map. I'm pretty sure I read from the map author that he did not put contracts on the map on purpose. So let's take a look at that starting equipment. We've got two tractors, Valtra T237 and the Puma case. So range in horsepower from 225 to 250. Got the Massey Ferguson Activa 7347S harvester. And then we've got the Lizard pickup truck. Got the Massey Ferguson 25-foot grain header. Got a pair of Dolly Agroliner tippers. Decent size plow, the POH 5. And then we've got the Agramaz cultivator. Got the Rapid 600S seeder. The Kuhn sprayer, 3-point sprayer, and the extra liquid fertilizer tank on the front. We've got the New Holland side mower and a small Pottinger tedder. I'm sorry, that is a windrower. And then we've got the Straudeman forage wagon. Got a header trailer and a pair of weights. That is pretty much our starting equipment. See our start point here. We do have a pickup truck right here that we could go ahead and get because we kind of start over here across the street from the shop, which is also across the street from the main farm. So let's go ahead and just get our Mahindra. So we're going to use that to do the tour. And let's just run across here. Run across to the shop. Take a look at the shop area and then go ahead and get in our Mahindra and start our tour. Let's see here. Oh, here is the Mahindra. So this is where your vehicle spawn point is going to be located. And we are in new farmer mode, by the way. The only differences I found in farm manager mode is 1, you start with no equipment, and 2, you start with no land on the map. Let's go ahead and take a look. We've got the shop right here, right by Farm 1, our Hoff 1. And that leads us right into the Hoff 1 building complex. Might as well tour that while we're up here. Got lots of buildings with our animated gates and doors. Very, very large complex here to store your various equipment. Sneak through here. Squeeze, squeeze. Oh, we're too big. Up here we do have a silo. This is our silo. This appears to be a silo for potatoes, for sugar beets, and then we've got our main crop silo here. We've got our output pipe, which is right there. And then we've got our dump point right over here for our main silo. Fairly large area up here. Now, if you do want to place additional buildings, you're going to need to place them up here on this area, or make sure you have the Place Anywhere mod enabled, because for some reason it won't let you place anything down here in this lower section. So up here tied to Farm 1 is this BGA area. Got silage bunker 1, silage bunker 2. We've got our digester over here. And our digestate tank right there. So let's go ahead and get back here to our Mahindra so that we can go around building the other side and just check that out. Got fuel down there. Huh. Wonder if these are... And they kind of look like storage, but when I come up here, I can't open them. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe they open on their own. Let's just see. If we back up to them, what do they do? No. They have triggers. They do have triggers on them. Let's go see. Let's go ahead and see if we get prompted to fill. So there is seed and fertilizer. Now these are silos, so I don't know why I'm not getting prompted to open this, other than the fact that, you know what, maybe it's because I don't own the land. I don't have enough money to buy it. But I wonder if that is the case. We're going to have to go down and check out Hoff 5 and see if we have these also down there. And if we do, we'll see if we can open them once we purchase them. Got a big old building there with some doors that we can open up. Same over here. And of course, we've got our PA up here. Oops. There we go. So look at big old field 39. I mean, it doesn't look that big in the PDA, but look at this thing, because this is a 4X map. Things that don't look big are massive, and things that are massive are even more massive. So we are right here along the edge of the map, and look how well that is done. I mean, obviously, if we were way up high, we would see that this is, you know, fake. But I mean, look at that. Let's just look out over here, and you don't realize till you get way smack up to the edge of the map that you're even at the edge of the map. That is a fairly decent, in my opinion, map edge. You know, to some degree, they did a pretty good job with that. Let's go ahead and just kind of explore up through here at some of these fields. Oh, look how this falls away. So often these big 4X maps are fairly flat. This whole area just falls away. We've got a pond down here. And a pretty good sized forest over here. So these green areas, they may actually be forests and not large areas of grass. There is my token floating tree. Okay, quota done. Didn't have to look hard for that. It's a decent little field. Little field 20. Still a pretty good sized field for normal size maps. Go ahead and cut back here and kind of make our way over to the north section of the map. Looks like there's some sell points up there, maybe. And just kind of follow this road down. Into town. Everything. Some high power lines running across there. Your way. pretty nice looking town, at least from here. Lots of nice structures. Let's see, what do we got through? This is Hoff 2, I believe, actually. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. Which one of these do we take off? Hoff 2. This was indeed Hoff 2. Little old farm 2. Got the silo, and then the silo dump point is inside the building here. Got some storage. This is our basic our building from Old Streams Farm. And then around the side here, got a little bit of storage. I mean, it's not a big farm, not like Hoff 1 is. This is a much smaller setup than that was. Perfect for a player that maybe wants a little bit of a smaller overall, presence on the map. Let's go ahead and make our way down here to the main road, and then I want to cut back to what looks like another sell point. Kind of back where we started from, but not really. Take this side road. Enter into the town. Got the name of the town on the map. I can't really pronounce that. And looks like our sell point is up the road here. Let's see here. They maybe it's right here. I wonder if it's barn. Okay, so it's the barn. So they take hay, straw, and grass. I wonder if it's in here. Let's open up. Let's just see where the trigger might be. So the trigger is right there. Right in front of this shed. This is where you're going to bring your hay, straw, and grass if you come to the barn sell point. Of course, there's Hoff 1 right there, and then the BGA that's associated with Hoff 1 is right in front of us. Now let's go ahead and make our way over here. I want to see this huge Field 11. What was that, $7 million or something? Just going to cut across all this farmland. There is a fairly large grass area. And then we've got Field 14 on our left, and oh my gosh. Check out Field 11. Are you for reals, people? This thing is massive. Let's drive over here and just see, do we have collisions on these high power lines? And then we got massive 13 right across the street. We're going 55 miles an hour. Look how long it's taking us to just get out here to where these power lines are. I mean, we're booking it. This thing is crazy. Oh, no collisions on these power lines. Oh, we got more power lines. See, do we have collisions on these? No collisions. Well, there you go, guys. We might have power poles and high tension lines here on the field, but they do not have collisions in any way. So we really don't need to worry too much about hired helpers. Oh my gosh, how many hired helpers are you going to have working that field? And we don't have to worry about using course plays, island, avoid islands or bypass islands functionality. We're going to go ahead and come up here to these sell points and then make our way back down around to, I think, what is Hoff 3. Now, what's pretty neat is we've got these billboards around the map. It would be cool if maybe we had like a little star, "You are here," on the map to basically tell you where you are. But there's the credits from the map author and the website that the map is map author's website. I'm sure they light up at night. Did that truck just hit me and seriously knock me off the road? Totally uncalled for, people. Totally uncalled for. Lost Mod Company, Maru.net, and what's on the other side? That one. Not sure how you pronounce that one, but yep, that one. Here we've got another. So this is one of the two sell points that is up here. Oops. With these sell points way up here, going to have some pretty long haulage to haul your grain and other goods. Got a fuel station up here. See, how many fuel stations do we have scattered around the map? Not seeing too terrible many. So be best to have a fuel bowser with you. So you don't want to have to drive all the way up here in a tractor and only discover that you don't have enough fuel to make it. Here we have what looks like a grocery store. Sure, the dump point is around back. It's probably this might be where you bring your cotton and wool. Let's go ahead and take a look. Milk and eggs and potatoes. Milk, eggs, and potatoes are delivered here. Oh, that's pretty cool. Zoom on back out. And we can really get a nice. Let's kind of pull off the road here and just take a look around. Pull up the PDA so we can kind of get a general gist of what we're looking at. So there are the two sell points. That is the northern edge of the map. Rotate around, so there's field 9. Off in the distance, we see fields 4 and 3. Lots of wooded area there. Pretty big grass area, which is just directly in front of us, south of field 9. Field 10 is off to our side. There's the water. Field 12 down there, as well as field 13, where those big power lines are cutting through. And then even further back, we've got massive field 11. Oh, traffic took me out. Traffic took me out because I couldn't see. I was looking at a tree. Whoa, this traffic is high speed too. We're going to make our way over here to the sawmill. And then over to Hoff 3. And what appears to be our second town on the map. Fairly decent forested area. We are going up a pretty steep incline. There's Hoff 3 off to our left. Sawmill is down there, and in the lowlands, the valley type area. As is another one of our sell points. Got our sell point right here. And then below that is, like I said, we have the sawmill. We got a nice river running through there, some bridges. Pretty cool indeed. So here is the log sell point. There. Okay. Saw this interesting conveyor belt thing, and I was wondering if that had the trigger, but the trigger is over here, where the explanation point is. Let's take a look. There really isn't much need. We could go over there and just check out those other fields and everything, but I'll leave that for you guys to explore on your own. I'm sure there's lots of cool things over there. I want to come over here and take a look at Hoff 3, as well as the town. It's back this way. And take this side road. We got a fairly decent grass area. Wonder if these also do not have collisions on them. Yep, we can drive right through those too. Oh, we've got a little soccer field, football field. Bet you this fence has a collision. It does indeed. Let's turn around. Wonder if that's kind of a school over there. That would be pretty cool if it was. It was supposed to be. Hoff 3 is up the hill there, but that is not how we get to it. This town is pretty nice. Like how we've got different elevations, different styles of buildings, different appearing ages of buildings. Got this retaining wall. Got this retaining wall here on this church property. And Farm 3 is, gosh, how do we get up to Farm 3? So maybe we come up here and make our way over maybe. Yeah, here we go. That there is big field 13 right over there. It's still, that's part of field 13. So here we've got a couple of silage bunkers that I'm sure is part of farm 13, and then a long lane. Okay, we've got these concrete pads here for the tractor tires to drive on. Oh, look at these little old baby fields. They're almost like little gardens compared to all the other fields. So here we've got our silo for farm 3. And a fairly large operation. We got some more silage bunkers here. Lots of buildings. And farm 3 has its own BGA area. Got the digestate tank down there. And the digester here with the alligator chomp chomp. MT alligator, which is, I guess, the digester. Let's see here. Anyway, out of here. Nope, there's no other way out of here other than... Oh, wait, right here we go. Sorry. Little narrow road. Narrow road for trucks. Doing cabs since we're in town because it looks like our wool sell point is somewhere in town here. What I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to put a hotspot up so I can find it. Tag this place. There it is. Okay. Let's see how we get back there. So we have to come up. Oh, let's not get in the river. Let's not get in the pond. So we have to come up here. Wow. Make our way around. And it looks like we've got a dirt entrance. Okay, here we go. To this wool and cotton sell point. Turn around. Pretty narrow area. Pretty narrow lane to get in here. So let's go down here and untag to... Let's make our way back down here to this road and head over here to some of these other sell points in Animal Dealer. And we'll make our way down and around and over here to Hoff 4 and 5. That's where we will probably close out our tour. So let's do a little in-cab driving. It almost feels a shame not to experience some of this town from ground level. It just looks really, really nice. Very well done. It's like the the various levels of the terrain, the way the town's laid out. It's kind of tiered, various levels there. At the sell point. And from this perspective, you kind of get the sense that we are driving down a real road and everything. I don't think we have an actual train on the map. We do have what appear to be train tracks over there. Yeah, see, the train tracks just go off into Neverland. Have an animated train that drives through, or not. But don't drive off the edge of the road. Got another little town up here. Then here we've got, appears to maybe be another sell point for fails. I don't know. We definitely have the animal dealer here. Let's see here. We've got that one. That one is basically our hay, straw, and grass sell point. Silage sell point that's up here. Then we have the other one, which appears to be for milk and sugar beets, corn, soybeans, oats, barley, and canola. Right here. And then I assume right here in the middle is where the animal trigger is going to be. Yep. Right here. All right, so let's go ahead and make our way around to off 4 and 5. So let's cut across through here. This is a 4x map, and these fields are still very, very expansive. Still, we've got a fair bit of trees and forest throughout the whole area. Also, decent amount of just open grasslands. You haven't seen any animals placed down, so if you want to do animals, you're going to have to place those down on your own. Like I said, if you do farm manager mode, then you start with no land, no equipment. We're doing this part of the video in new farmer mode, and it's a rather interesting map, with respect to needing to do the setup for. Right, let's jump in cabs. We're driving here through the forested area a bit. It's an interesting map because it's been, somewhat specially prepared for multiplayer. Or you can drop a file in and basically use it in single player. That's what we're doing right now, is we're exploring the map with its single player configuration. Kind of interesting how Farm 1 and 2 are fairly close together over the same town. Farm 3 is off kind of by itself. And then Farms 4 and 5 are really right here also kind of at the same area. In fact, this right here is Farm 4. See, we've got 2 more silage bunkers. We've got our silo system right here. So we have a dump and a fill trigger. And we've got another digester right there and the digestate tank. So a small shed. Quite an interesting farmhouse here. That. And we've got another sell point. Is that sell point? Another wool sell point. Let's go ahead and tag it so we know where it is. That's where I was thinking it would be, right there. Just go down the corner and go into it. Then down the street a little bit further, we have Hoff 5. In fact, we can go ahead and see the silos for Hoff 5 right here. So we have a turn in for Farm 5 here. Silo complex. Here it looks like we've got some of our equipment down here. This is the land, the farm that we own at the beginning. So this is kind of the suggested starting farm. And we also, oh, look at that, down a level. Also have a BGA here for this farm. So let's go ahead and get out and just kind of explore this one on foot. Some buildings down there. There's our 2 trailers. So we've got our digester inside of this building. There is our digestate trigger. Got our liquid fertilizer. One of our tractors is in there. See, there's our plow, cultivator, and our seeder. Check out Field 43 has a little pond in the middle of it. Pretty interesting deal. Looks like our storage shed is a little flooded. Got our forage wagon and our silo and our tedder. But yeah, let's go over here and just on foot while we close out the video. Check out Field 43 with the pond here in the middle. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think of Somewhere in Thuringia 2? Again, if you want to play this map in single player mode, there is a XML file you need to drop into the map file before you load it up and save it. If you want to play this map in multiplayer mode, the map is basically already prepared for multiplayer mode. Once you download it, you just need to use that save game and upload that to the server and basically use that to start out with. And there is an interesting side mod that comes with the map that is some placeable signs that if you put down actually is intended to emulate farm running costs. And depending on the farm you own, your running costs are different. Possibly because of the size of the farm. You know, Farm 1 was significantly bigger than Farm 3, for example, and Farm 2. So that is a pretty interesting deal also. Like I said, let me know in the comments, what do you think of the map? And until next time, happy farming.